What's up, guys? Adapark here, and today I want to talk to you about toxic players. There was a comment left on my previous video, which I absolutely love when you guys leave these comments, from a viewer, Ben Sager. I hope I'm saying the last name correctly. Hopefully I'm saying the first name correctly. But he said, hey, look, I want to know how I should approach my guild leadership, my raid leadership, about a toxic player. How is this situation handled? And I think that this is an excellent idea because regardless of whether it is in World of Warcraft or any other game, when you get millions or thousands of people together, there are going to be some bad eggs in there. So let's talk about it for a few minutes. First, I think we need to define very loosely in this case what a toxic person, a toxic player is. A toxic person in general is someone that is purposefully rude, someone that is purposefully sabotaging, your game experience, whether it be to frustrate you or for their own amusement. Very similar, and almost I would argue not exactly the same as a troll. It is a more aggressive form of trolling someone. It's someone that's purposefully rude, that's purposefully going to say, hate speak and, racist comments and sexist comments and, things that purposefully are going to piss you off. They're going to do things like, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, hunters specifically, but really anybody could do it, pull something and then ditch the raid, fire off a couple of shots and then hearth out. And now I've just caused a wipe. Awesome. They're going to purposefully stand in stuff. They're going to purposefully, get some raid mechanic where they need to move X ability out of the raid, or it blows up, or it deals damage, or AoE, or whatever. And they're going to purposefully find someone, and they're going to stand by them. They're going to purposefully sabotage the raid for their amusement, to bully, to frustrate, to piss off a person, a group of players. They are going to say things that are just horrible. And these are things that aren't accidents. I want to be clear that this isn't the baddie that you just recruited that somehow he has, he meets all your requirements. You bring him into the raid and he just sucks. He's not very good. He stands in crap. He doesn't move out. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about people that specifically do it to piss you off or to ruin your gaming experience. So, how do we handle this situation? From a player point of view, how would I handle this situation? The first thing is to make sure that these guys or this person is being toxic. Is it the case that they are just bad? If they legitimately do not understand a raid mechanic, and I can tell you guys right now, it blows my mind that this happened. We did an Alt Emerald Nightmare run tonight. Now, mind you, it's the beginning of March, so Emerald Nightmare has been out for forever now. And we were doing Ren Farrell. For those of you that haven't done Ren Farrell, Big Spider Boss, she will target certain players and put a Venom debuff on them. Other players will get a Twisting Shadows. It's a tornado ability. Can't touch. Don't want to touch them together. Does AoE damage. No bueno. However, when I made a comment to some of the new guys, some of the guys that had returned and wanted to raid, and we were kind of gearing them up, just goofing off. I said, hey, make sure these don't touch, AoE damage, etc. One of my players, really? I didn't know that. And he had been playing with us since the beginning of Legion. And he had been doing these. We had killed this boss on Mythic, and he didn't realize that. So are they just simply bad players? And I'm not saying that this gentleman is a bad player. I'm just giving you an example that even the best of us can miss these things. Are they just bad players, or are they truly toxic? Are you taking it the wrong way? Did something happen in your personal life? Your boss fussed at you, you lost your job, you missed out on a promotion, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, mom, dad, husband, wife, they're pissed off at you, you did something stupid. Did something happen to put you in a bad mood? This dude stood beside you, didn't realize he had a debuff, he, killed you with it, whatever, and now you think he's a toxic player. Is this the case? Is this a repeated thing? Think about that. Is it purposeful or is it accidental? And before you go and start saying something about it, sleep on it. Think about it. Step away from the computer for an hour and really think, did that dude really do that on purpose? Like, has he been doing that? Think about it. If you find that, all your check boxes are checked for this dude is a toxic player and not he's just bad, he's just, accident, he doesn't understand the fight, carry on. Absolutely. Go ahead and keep going. Otherwise, whatever. Dude just sucks. But make sure when these things happen and you're kind of formulating, okay, is this guy good or bad? Don't go off on them. Don't be the guy that goes, oh my God, why the fuck would you do this? Move out of the raid. Don't do that. That's not your place. You're not the raid leader, not guild leader, you're not the officer, whatever. But you're not helping your case, and you're hindering your case against him, and he gets the benefit. You just went off on him. Now, this guy fussed at me and I made an accident. You've turned the tables and it's not in your benefit. So let's say that you have determined this girl is a toxic player. Can you handle it in-house? Can you handle it in-shop? That is something that me as an officer, me as a person, me as a manager within the company that I work for, me as a Marine, something that I always love seeing is, let's keep it in shop. Let's not go to the senior leadership. If you can handle it between you and that toxic player, I would much rather you go to this person and talk to them than bring it up. However, I'm not saying that that's always the solution. So can you keep it in shop? Can you pull them aside? Can you talk to them when there's time? Not, hey, we're both doing a Mythic Plus and I wanted to talk to you about you continuing to kill the raid members during this ability on this fight, etc. Talk to them about their behavior. Don't come off as aggressive. Again, you don't want to turn the tables and make it seem like you are the toxic player here. And don't accuse them. You're purposefully doing this. You're ruining the raid. Don't do that. You're not going to solve anything. And again, you're only helping them. But talk to them. And maybe they go, holy crap, dude, that ability does that? I didn't know it. Or maybe they don't. And it's not something that's going to be solved after one discussion and one night. It's simply not. If players are toxic on purpose, you're not going to solve it in one night. And it's going to take time. But let's say that you either are unwilling or you went ahead and talked to this person and the behavior continues. So straight up, you've determined 110% this dude is a toxic player and I've talked to him, or I really don't feel comfortable talking to him because of the things that they've done and the things that they've said. Then you need to speak to one of your guild leaders, one of your, whoever's handling the leadership portion of the group, the raid, the guild. Speak to them in private. Pull them aside before, after the raid, on an off night, and say, look, I want to speak to you about, this guild member, this raid member, and how they're being toxic. Do it in private. Do not call this person out in public. Do not, during the middle of the raid, or if you guys are all on Discord on an off night, don't go, oh, hey, by the way, what's the deal with this guy continuing to, say all those racist things? That's not cool. Don't do that. Now you just look like an ass. Instead, ask your officers, ask your guild leader, whoever you feel comfortable speaking with about, truthfully, a very difficult subject. Say, hey, look, I want to talk to you about something that's on my mind, something that's bothering me. Can we speak in private? And hopefully, more than likely your officers, oh yeah, we'll bring you up to the officer channel, or let's go to a different channel, or, whatever. And they're going to talk to you about it. Now, as an officer, as a guild leader, if you come to me about it, I want specifics. What exactly did he say? Did he say, a racial slur? Did he call you some, something sexist? Was there a, what exactly, word for word, verbatim, did he use? I need to know. Were there screenshots? Can you prove on the logs? Show me data. Don't just say, hey, he keeps blowing up the raid with this mechanic and he's doing it on purpose. He always targets this one person, because he's pissed off at him. Or, hey, last Tuesday, he said something, in guild chat and it really bothered me. Well, what did he say? Show me what was going on. Prove to me what was going on. Now, from a leadership standpoint, if your leaders are worth anything, they're already on it. So you showing them, hey, last Tuesday, this guy said a racial slur in Guild chat, it really offended me because, I may be, that race that he's insulting, or, that sexual orientation, whatever the case might be. It really, or, whatever. It's inappropriate. It's not the way the guild is ran. I don't like it. Your guild, your leadership should already be on it. But you are providing them with information. Now, I can tell you guys right now that I've seen leaders that don't do this, that aren't on it. And it is mind-blowing how easy it is to get frustrated at that. And you got to be careful. I worked for a gentleman. I was part of a team where the team had a team meeting, and our boss asked us, what problems do you have with the team? I want you guys to be open and honest about things that frustrate you about this team. And every single one of us mentioned one technician that wasn't fortunately at the meeting. But we said this technician is not necessarily a bad technician, but he's never around. He dumps work on you. He never gets his work done. He's off goofing off. He is not helping the team. He's toxic. And our manager just laughed it off. As a leader, unacceptable. But your leadership should already know, hey, this guy is causing problems. He's lowering morale. He's toxic. We probably want to get him out. I call, and I know a lot of other people, and I hate the word, but it is what it is. Cancerous players is exactly what toxic players are. It's synonymous, toxic and cancerous players. So again, don't fall into the trap of calling them out. If others complain to you, whether it be in an open forum, you guys are doing a 5-man or a 1-on-1, you're just sitting there chatting, and people speak out about this specific behavior, encourage them to speak with leadership. However, do not go into a public forum and go, hey guys, last Tuesday when Bill said that, that racial slur, did that bother anybody else? It's not your place. And then you look like the ass. You look like the guy that's seemingly has a vendetta out for Bill, that has some reason to go after this dude. And again, you are going to turn the tables to where you look like the toxic player. So, in the end, you need to be willing to talk to someone about it. Show your data, give specific examples. On Tuesday, the 15th, he said whatever. Here is a screenshot of when he said it. He said it in Vent. He said, hey, whatever. But it ultimately comes down to this. Your guild leadership is either going to do one of two things. They will fix it, or they will get rid of the guy. They will say, hey, look, you need to stop saying that crap. You need to stop doing this. Or they'll kick him out of the guild, out of the group. But in the event that they do not do this, let's say that they do not fix the issue, that it continues, that toxicity just continues, which spreads like a disease. And that's why it's cancerous players. It spreads. You as a individual player need to do one thing. You need to openly and honestly think, can I put up with this shit? If you can, suck it up, put up with it. If you cannot, and you shouldn't, you need to find a new place to raid. And it sucks. It sucks that one player can do exactly what he's set out to do, which is be an ass, and make you leave a guild or a group. But for your sanity, for your blood pressure, for your rating and guild, and whatever experience, your game experience, it's better to find a group, if your leadership is lacking in this, that is willing to take care of these issues. I can tell you guys, from a leadership standpoint, we had a gentleman in the guild who, an amazing player, super amazing player, amazing DPS. However, He purposefully would stand in, if there was something on the ground, fire on the ground. He would stand in it if his cooldowns were up. And he made it very well known, I'm not moving. You can heal me. You can keep me alive, and if you don't keep me alive, healers, I'm going to bitch about it. He also did not like the fact that we had several players in our guild, which to me, I could not care less. For 99.9% of the guild, we could not care less because it's 2016, 2017. We had 2 guys in the guild that were homosexuals. Big deal. They were a couple. We enjoyed having them around, whatever. But he made it very well known that he did not like them. He did not like their lifestyle choice. He did not like, that lifestyle in general. And he was very vocal about it. Now, as a guild leader, I had to make a very quick choice after a night where someone got a piece of loot that wasn't him. And he felt that because, this guy was, a homosexual and led this lifestyle, that he didn't deserve it. Keep this amazing DPS player, top tier player that's spouting out hate speech, bringing down morale, or get rid of him. And it's an easy choice. I can tell you guys, I would much rather ditch a player, regardless of them doing a million DPS and never standing in fire, if they're doing this crap. So I can tell you guys, from a leadership standpoint, your leadership has your back on this. Don't hesitate to talk to them. But if they have not picked up on it, and some new leaders may not, you need to reach out to them. With all that being said, guys, don't put up with toxic players. Instead, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys have experienced toxic players and what your guild or your raid leadership, if you're not in a guild, how did they handle that situation? If there's anything else that you want me to talk about, please, again, comment section below. I love talking about ideas that you guys come up with because I know you guys want to hear it. If you like the video, you guys know the deal. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It encourages me a great deal to continue to make this content. Until next time, guys, I'll see ya.